few people regarding sir. Now it's available. Okay, I will upload into Google Drive. Okay, some separate group we have already created. We will upload the regarding the recordings as well as the material. Okay, and we will give it to you. Don't worry about that. Okay. Yesterday I have raised one concern. Okay, I mean in my last session, Hadoop is intended for to process bigger size of files, right? Bigger size of file. What if you are gonna process small number of files?
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Srini, can you share the screen?
You are not share the screen.
Sorry. I will. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So, in my previous class, I have explained about the Hadoop architecture, yarn, and all, right. So, Hadoop is intended to, process the bigger size of files, right? Actually, the exact meaning is bigger size of small number of files. Okay, this is main motto of big data. That means the bigger, very huge in size, but in terms of files it will be less. That means let's say 1 petabyte, 2 petabytes of data, but in terms of number of files only, let's say here I want to process 2 petabytes of data in terms of 4 files. Okay, that means each file will contain 0.5 petabyte. Okay, 4 number of files. This is how Hadoop is gonna work. For suppose, okay, if I am having just 200 MB, or you mean to say that in block size, we are already talk about the block size, right? Block size. What is the block size in 2.x? It is 128 MB, right? 128 MB of 128 MB. Okay, this is my block size, right? Suppose if I am processing, let's say 100 MB of each file, like this I am having 1 million files. That means 10 lakhs. Okay, 10 lakhs of files if I want to process it. Okay, each is having only 100 MB, but the number of files are 10 lakhs. What will happen in the Hadoop? What is the issue here? Usually Hadoop is intended for bigger size of files with the number of files are less. But here in this case, I am having very small size. Okay, small size means whatever the file it is having lesser than the block size, we used to call it as a small size. Okay, in terms of big data. But usually 100 MB also it's look like a big file only, but in terms of big data, if you want to process it, small size of files, small size of data, I mean to say, with use large number of files. Okay, this is the scenario. If I can process, what could be the issue? Okay, these kind of question they will ask in interview perspective also. Okay, what it will happen if I process very less size of huge number of files in Hadoop? Okay, this is the problem statement. What is the solution for this? Okay, why we are not, if we process like that, what will happen? Okay, let me explain that. Any idea before that? Do you guys have any idea what could be the issue here? If I process bigger number of less size of bigger number of files, if I process in the Hadoop, what it will happen? and what could be the issue here?
It will take large time
Okay, any other issues?
to process.
Mm-hmm. Okay, any further?
Not possible.
Okay, fine. Okay, see, it's not related to the timing or whatever. What it will happen? Okay, whatever the file is going to be copied into HDFS, I mean in the Hadoop cluster, what first it will take? I mean metadata, right? What is mean by metadata? Data about data. That means where my data is being stored in terms of blocks, right? That means name node is going to maintain the metadata, right? That means the block information, especially block information where my file is reside. And if you remember what I said, name node, what is the name node configuration? High in memory, less in storage, right? Name node configuration always it's supposed to be high in memory, less in storage, right? Suppose if I process huge number of, I mean bigger size of less number of files. In my in my example, 2 petabytes, right? 2 petabytes of data, 0.5 petabytes each with 4 number of files. How many block informations will be here? Metadata. What is the metadata size here? Only 4 entries, right? 4 entries, right? Like first file, let's say file 1, let's say it is being stored in B1, B2. Let's imagine that we are having some 100 blocks of information. This is my file 1 metadata. File 2 metadata could be same, right? Like B100 to just, it's an example guys, B200 blocks. File 3 same, right? B300 blocks to, just giving example, okay? Don't go with real numbers. And file 4, this is my B500 to block 600. That means this is my metadata information. See, don't go with these block numbers. What I mean to convey here is, okay, if I am having 4 number of files which I would like to process in my big data, there will be 4 entries in metadata information, and that 4 entries will be placed in the FS image file, right? This 4, that means this is my entire metadata information for 2 petabytes of data. 2 petabytes of data, I am having only 4 entries. It may take just 1 KB or 2 KB as a metadata information. Guys, don't go with the data nodes. Now I am talking about name node. Name node is going to be responsible for data node information, right? I mean block information. What is this block information? Nothing but metadata. That means what is this metadata? Where my file is storing, where is my file stored in my data nodes, that information, right? That means this much of used data just having 4 entries. Okay, clear, right? As of now, here till here. Now let's go with the other example. What I said, 100 MB of each file with 10 lakhs of files. 10 lakhs of files, right? That means lesser in a block size. More, our block size itself 128 MB. Okay. If I place these files, that means if I process these files in the cluster, what it will happen? How many metadata entries will be happen? File 1 to file 10 lakhs, right? That means file 1, it is B1, file 2, B2 blocks. Okay, that too the block is lesser than the block size. Here space also going to be wasted, right? Instead of 128 MB, each block is 128 MB at least box size, but it is just occupying 100 MB. What is the remaining space? 28 MB of space is going to be unused. Okay, like this, file 1 to how many? Like this, file 10 lakhs, right? 10 lakhs. Like this, how many data entries has been made here? Metadata, I mean to say. Metadata. Storage wise metadata. Okay. What happens? The metadata information has been increased, right? You are getting my point, right? See there in my first scenario, my data is very huge, but in terms of metadata information, it is less. But here, my data is less, but capturing about this block informations, okay, is high. See, in terms of metadata calculation, the size is very huge here. Okay, 10 lakhs of entries it is required here to place in my name node. Because of this, what it will happen in this scenario, space constraint will come. How space constraint? In terms of name node, it is going to be huge, very huge. In terms of metadata, in terms of data node, it's wastage, right? Why? Because we are storing, instead of 128 MB of data, we are storing only 100 in one block. Okay, rest of the 28 MB, it is not gonna use for other block, right? Wastage of space. Both the scenarios, the space is very unusable. And one more main concept is, for name node, it will be burden for name node to maintain that much of metadata. And the name node configuration is high CPU, high memory, less storage. Okay, once the storage is over, space constraint is come into picture. Name node will go, name node will process. That means latency will be high. Name node may go down. Why? Because the space has been increased to store the metadata and it may not be accessible. That means it's a very overhead to the name node to maintain unnecessary metadata information. So because of this reason, Hadoop is always intended to process huge size. That means large size of small files, small number of files, I can say small number of files. Okay, not intended for small size of large number of files here. Okay, this is correct. Let me take large number of, this is okay, but in this scenario this is not correct. Okay, the first one it's a right, second one is wrong. That means you are supposed to process the large size of small number of files because of this name node storage as well as a space constraint. In interview point of view also they may ask this question. You need to explain, sir, name node is responsible to maintain the metadata. If you process huge number of large number of small size files. If you process, metadata will be increased and it will be overburdened to the name node to maintain that metadata, as well as if you are processing small file, that means lesser than the block size, the space will be wasted. Because of those reasons, we are gonna process only use large size of small number of files. Okay, suppose this is fine, but client is providing, client means your client, the company, saying that boss, I'm having different applications every day, let's say 100 applications, and I am producing the data. Okay, how many applications? 100 applications. I am producing the data. Okay, 100 applications, but 100 applications, but each one is producing only every day 100 MB of data. 100 MB of data, but I want to process all these things in my Hadoop cluster. Okay, in our second scenario, small size of large number of files. How can I do that? You will say to the client saying, no boss, my Hadoop is intended for only large number of files. Give me the large number, then only I will process. Did you say like that? No, right? They will give the small number of files, but you have to do some data massage. Nothing but data pre-processing. Pre-processing. For this, we are having a HAR concept. Hadoop archive. Hadoop archive concept will be there. What you have to do is, okay, instead of having all these files, small number of files, what Hadoop system will give, there is some commands I will tell you. Okay, it will zip the files. Okay, same zip concept. All small number of files, first it will zip and it will give only one file name. Zip files. Okay, those zip files will process into Hadoop. That means Hadoop archive files, that is different format, is available in Hadoop cluster. If you feel that your input files are very small, okay, what they will do, first they will zip the files. Let's say in our scenario, example scenario, 100 applications, right? What they will do, they will form it as a 2 or 3 HAR files, so that only 2 entries will be made, 2 or 3 entries will be made as metadata, and space also will be occupied very proper manner. And while processing, while retrieving, first while writing also, writing and reading, both will be happen in terms of HAR files. That means that is other format type. Okay, rather than text or CSV and all, HAR file format, the way how it is going to write, the same way it is going to read. Those information will be maintained by the Hadoop name node. Again, name node will know about your file size as well. One second guys, దీంట్లో అవి ఉన్నాయి కదా, ఇది కాకుండా అది ఉంది కదా, దీంట్లో ఉన్న డేటా ఇదే అయిపోతుంది. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, Hadoop name node will take care about this. Okay, and Hadoop name node will know about the format of your data also. Based upon that, it will give the instructions to your, what is that, resource manager and name node manager, application master is there na. For those, it will give the instructions, based on the data will be retrieved. Okay, this is important concept, and most of the scenarios in interview point of view also they will ask, why I am not supposed to process small size of large number of files in Hadoop system. Okay, if deliberately if I want to process, what could be the alternative method to process? Then what you have to say regarding this memory concept, name node metadata, then this HAR file concept. Hadoop archive file system, I mean the data pre-processing, we supposed to do it before processing into Hadoop cluster. First, what we will do? Okay, we will instruct the name node to do the zip of this file. Then it will process into the block as a blocks. Okay. Clear? Any doubts here? I will take a pause regarding this concept. Clear, guys? Okay. I hope it's clear, right? Now, the other point which I would like to discuss is Hadoop 2.x and 3.x. So far I have said, right? Hadoop 2.x. Keys are not working. 2.x, Hadoop 3.x. That is nothing but version numbers. Okay. What are those? Those are the versions, right? In Hadoop 2.x, I said that high availability, okay, fault tolerance, main things, okay, fault tolerance, single point of failure, okay, these concepts. In Hadoop 2.x, high availability, anyhow, it will be available due to the replication factor, okay. And what is the fault tolerance in 2.x? The name node and secondary name node concept. But as I said, there is some manual intervention is required, right? Just in Hadoop 3.x, what it will happen? That manual intervention is not required. Okay. They have came up with the journal nodes. Journal node and passive nodes. General and passive nodes. Instead of secondary name node and all, see name nodes, then passive name nodes. That means each cluster will contain 3 to 4 name nodes. Okay, 3 to 4 name nodes. Okay, in this 3 to 4 name nodes, one will be active, rest 3 will be passive. That means inactive, and there is a concept of journal nodes. Okay, see, instead of having data node, name node, all those things in the 3.x architecture they have introduced, okay, another point of name nodes as well as a journal nodes. Okay, if I give the diagram, okay, let me draw a diagram for this. This is my cluster. Okay, in this I am having, this is my name node, but in 3.x I may have another name nodes. Okay, then some journal nodes here, journal nodes. Okay, how many number of name nodes I am having, that many number of journal nodes, then all these my data nodes, all are my data nodes. What I meant to say is I may have, okay, always data nodes are used, right? All data nodes. This is my cluster. In this, what I will have is, okay, this is my, let me take the different color. Okay, this is my name node. Okay, same thing. This is also my name node. This is also my name node. This is also my name node. All will be, as I said, interconnected to each and every thing, and these name nodes will connect with the journal nodes. Okay, the second layer is general node. Okay, these are my general nodes. Okay, all these general nodes, okay, will be again connected with your data nodes. Okay, all my data nodes, one by one it will be connected, all my data nodes. These are my data nodes. Okay. Directly not with the name nodes. Okay. Directly not with the name nodes, with the general nodes are these like this. These name nodes will be connected to the data nodes directly, but the general nodes will be always connected with their name nodes. Okay, all name nodes like this, it will be configuration. What is the role of general nodes and passive name nodes? Very simple. Don't go with the high assumption. What, see, in entire cluster I may have 4 name nodes, 4 general nodes. Okay, instead of having secondary name node, we are having directly 4 name nodes and 4 general nodes. What their roles and responsibility is, in all these 4 nodes, one will be active always, rest of the 3 will be passive. That means it will be active, but it will do nothing. It will do nothing. Simply, it will be in sleep mode. But what the general nodes will do, each general node will monitor the name node health status. The general nodes always monitoring with the health status. That means whether my name node is active or not. Okay. If it is not active, immediately the other general nodes will get the notification, and within fraction of second, as we are having other name nodes, right? 4 name nodes I am having it. It will activate one name node again. Okay, as a from passive to active. Okay, then that will act as a name node. Whatever it has been failed name node, it will be recovered later by the administrators. Okay, at any given point of time, all one name node will be always active. Rest of the things will be passive. That means they are in a sleep mode, but they will have all FS image, edit log, everything. It will be captured, but it is not gonna act. Only that FS image copy will be happening through the general nodes. These general nodes will monitor the name node always. If it is not active, immediately it will activate the other name node within fraction of seconds through the heartbeat. Right? Every 3 seconds it will monitor the health node check. I mean name node status. Then it will act accordingly. This is the change in the Hadoop 3.x environment. Instead of having secondary name node, that means standby name node, that FS image, edit copy, manual intervention and all has been removed in the 3.x architecture. Okay, they have introduced the general node concept along with passive name nodes. That is the main advantage here in a 3.x. But companies, based upon your project, still people are using 2.x, and some people has been started migrating to 3.x. Okay, clear? Hope it got clear, right? Now I will see, these are the concept I would like to cover today for theory part. Okay, let me open my cluster. Guys, once you have installed your cluster, what you have to do, this is the virtual VM. Okay, virtual VM you have to click. Okay, through the virtual VM only we are gonna open our Cloudera software. It is okay, it will pop up like this. Just okay or cancel you can do. There will be a start button. Just start. Okay, once you started, it is gonna open the software. Our software is Cloudera Quick Start VM 5.13.00. Okay, initial time 1 or 2 times it will take a time, okay, to open the software. Okay, don't touch anything here. Once it got open, it will take time. Okay, then it is gonna start like this. Okay, you don't press anything, you don't enter, don't do anything. Initial time or most of the scenarios it will take time, 1 or 2 minutes it will take time. Okay, once it is open, it is gonna act fast. Okay, why? Because this is a CentOS. See here, the CentOS is the Linux operating system OS. CentOS or Ubuntu, those are the operating system we are gonna use in our Hadoop cluster. Once it is open, I will show you where to check all our Hadoop file system, how to check what is the name node, what is the secondary name node, what is the resource manager, okay, and how to monitor the logs. That I will show you tomorrow. I mean, show you now, and if time allows, I will show you everything. Okay, today only. That is what I am asking. From tomorrow, I am gonna execute the commands. That means from local file system. What here only I will show you what is the local file system, what is the Hadoop file system, what is the difference between local file system and Hadoop file system, how to transform from there to here, here to there. Okay. But in the real time, how you are gonna communicate this edge node? Directly by using Putty software. They will give the Putty, okay, and they will give all this name node, edge node details in terms of IP address, username and password will be provided to you. Just use those user ID, password, and let me show you whether Putty I am having. No, I don't have Putty here. Okay, the Putty software, simple connection. Okay, by using Putty software. Putty is the software. It will give just okay username, password details. Just you need to enter. Once you have entered those details, it will connect to the cluster. And in a real time, no one will give you the name node or anything directly that access to you guys. Okay, through edge node only you are gonna connect to your server. Let's open. Okay, meantime, do you have any questions regarding this Hadoop architecture? That slave master architecture, it is gonna follow block information, high availability, replication, okay, single point of failure. What else? Almost it's covered. Okay, and I will share the document also today. I will upload the recordings, 1 or 2 recordings also, whatever it has been so far we have discussed. Okay, and the documentation part also I am gonna share it to you. Yeah.
Yeah, Srinivas, can I know single point of failure?
Yeah, single point of failure, that is what we are talking about, right? That secondary name node. Single point of failure is nothing but previously in a 1.x, 2.x and 3.x are the new architecture. Single point of failure is nothing but name node. That means in 1.x there is no secondary name node, there is no standby name node. Only the single point is name node. That is master name node is only the responsible for all failures. Let's say if data node also failed, it has to come the signal through name node only. Name node has to be taking care about all those single point of failures. Okay, that is single point of failure. In the stu.x, what it happened? Okay, it came as a secondary name node in terms of fs image and edit log. If something is happened, secondary name node will act as a name node and it will be active as usual with some manual intervention. That means single point of failure is not there in now in a secondary name node. There is a standby name node is also available. Later on in 3.x, it's not a single point of failure. Single point means only one spark, nothing but single point. Like let's say your lead, if you have any issues, you will contact your lead, right? He is the single point of contact or single point of failure. The Spark user is a name node, right? In a 1.x, there is a issue always. If something happened, you need to check with the name node. If name node is getting down, nothing can be accessible. Once it migrated to the 2.x, secondary name node is available as a another single point of failure. Not single point now, it's a double. Then in the 3.x, what it happened? There are multiple name nodes are available. So there is no concept of now single point. There is multiple point of contacts. Anything can be accessible by using the available passive nodes. That is called as a single point of failure. You need to say that in 1.x
Okay.
single point of failure. Now we are having different multiple ways to retrieve your data. That you need to say. I will give you the FAQ also. Don't worry how to say the answer. We have already have the documentation for that. See guys, once you have opened, you will see this screen, right? First, let's just minimize this. Okay. See there, it is a Cloudera software. Okay, Cloudera desktop. This is nothing but desktop. That means Linux desktop. Okay, here in the down right side corner, there is a on and off button. See here, it is showing as a current workplace. If I want to go to the desktop, this one. Okay, see switch. Let's say, suppose if I open this one, this is nothing but browser. Okay, here we are having a browser is this one. Okay, instead of our Chrome, this is Mozilla, right? Mozilla Firefox. Okay, if I want to go to the desktop, now I am having somewhere here. If I want to go to the desktop, in the down you are having the arrow. See here, if you click this, you will come to directly the desktop. This is a desktop. Okay, if I want to go again, this is the one. Okay, nothing but tab information, or from here also you can open. This is nothing but tab information. Once you open, okay, let's say this will be the first screen for you. Okay, then so far I have talked about terminal and all, right? Here is a terminal. See here, the first one, terminal. Use the command line. Usually in the Hadoop environment, most of the scenarios we are gonna use the command prompt only, command lines. Okay, once you click, this will open like this. Extend it, and if you want to increase the font, shift control shift plus. Okay, just enter plus plus, then it will come like this. Okay, this is my terminal command prompt. From here you can use your normal Linux commands. Okay, see here, pwd is the present working directory, home Cloudera. Okay, here ls minus lrt, this is my files. What are the files I am having in local file system? Okay, here see here in the desktop is now, from now if I want to go to the desktop, it is not gonna go. Okay, see here I am having this. Okay, this is the one. This directly it will go to the trash folder. This is trash folder. Okay, if you guys already aware, then no problem. This is desktop. Inside desktop I am having input. These are all my files. Let's say, let me open one file. See, this is my emt.txt file. I am having this data, but where I am having this data? In my local file system. If I want to create the data here, okay, create folder, let's say new batch. Okay, this is my folder. If I go to the inside the folder, just you can double click. Same way how in Windows, how you are gonna do it, you are gonna create the things. See here, create format, empty file only it will create first. Okay, let's say test.txt. Okay, this is my file. Just open it now. Right, hi, this is Srinivas giving Hadoop training, whatever. Okay, just you can, okay, teaching Spark as well, whatever. This I am gonna save it in my local file system. Normal commands, control S, control V also it will work. Okay, now I am gonna close this. Okay, just close it. This is my system. If I want to see that, one sec. Okay, where is this? Okay, this is the one. Okay, now if I want to read that through the terminal, where is my terminal? Here I am having. If you want to open multiple terminals also, you can open. Okay, if I keep on clicking, multiple terminals also is gonna open. Okay, now I am going one terminal. This is my terminal. This is my pwd, home.cloudera. Where is my desktop? Here. Okay, cd desktop. Now I am in my desktop. Here if I want to see my new batch, see here, this is my new batch, right? New batch, cd new new batch. Okay, now it is in new batch folder. See here, whatever I have created test.txt. What is this? I have created the by using terminal. If I create by using terminal, it is not gonna use as a dummy file. It's nothing. Okay. If I want to view the data, cat command is the one which I am gonna use it, right? Copy paste. See, double click will work, but here it is not gonna work. Just you have to do copy paste. See, nothing. This is nothing file. Okay. But if I do the test.txt, I may have the data which I have typed. Okay. This is my local file system. Okay. My local file system. This is okay. That means in a real-time world also, the local file system data first it's supposed to be there in the local file system, either in a Linux or different sources, like some application data they will put in the servers. Those servers we are gonna get it by using the some other commands that I will tell you tomorrow. Hadoop commands, how to get the data and all. Okay, this is local file system, guys. For Linux and Unix also I said, right, we are gonna provide the classes for that. If you guys would like to have it, Anudeep, regarding Unix and Linux.
Hi, Anna. Anna?
Anudeep, regarding Unix classes.
Yes, Anna, we'll plan shortly and we'll inform the schedule.
Guys, I mean, I think if you guys, not have any knowledge on Linux and Unix, so you supposed to attend that classes. Okay, I will check with Anudeep, and we will give you the information when we are gonna start Unix and Linux basic concepts. That is also very important. Okay, otherwise we will not going to know all these things whatever I am executing. Okay, what is this local file system? What is, so most of the people knows, but the freshers. Like in the class Romy, Vinod and all, for them it will be little bit difficult to understand the process. But guys, don't worry, we are gonna provide the Unix class also as part of this course. Okay, I will check the trainer today. Okay.
Yeah, me and
Yeah, Anudeep. Yeah, Anudeep, Shankar is gonna take a class for Unix and Linux. He's going to explain more about that process. What is ls, what is cat, what is copy command, what is paste command, all those things. Okay. Meantime, just you can understand that this is like a Linux file system. We are going to create the files here. Okay. From there, we are going to copy to Hadoop file system. Okay. Now, meantime, okay, this is local file system. Suppose this is my one, go to the browser. Okay. In this browser, I could see that Cloudera, what is Hue, Hadoop, HBase, Impala, Spark. Okay. And this Solar, Woozy, Cloudera Manager, all those things. Forget about as of now. Okay. Let's come back to here. Hue. What is mean by Hue? Let me open this. Hue is nothing but Hadoop user experience. That is nothing but in the command prompt, whatever you are giving, same thing you can execute in the through the web portal as well. And the software, I mean, here the first time it will ask the user ID password. User ID is by default Cloudera. Okay, password also same Cloudera. All small cases. Okay, Cloudera and password also Cloudera. Just I have given the sign in concept now. Okay. This is Hadoop user experience, guys. Tomorrow you will get very clear idea on this. Once I started executing the commands, you can show, but that is too fast to say. That's what I am showing today. Everything in the software, how to use first. Tomorrow I will give the commands. I will execute it so that you will get some time to do the things. This will be very useful while executing your Hive queries and all. Okay. See here directly it is showing as a query. Okay. Now what I will do, here it is Impala it is showing. We will change that. Come on. See editor, go to editor, then Hive. See here Pig, Java, Spark, MapReduce, Shell, Scoop, DistCP also it is there. I will tell you DistCP and all what it is gonna work. Here in the Hadoop user experience, most of the scenarios what we are gonna do is we are gonna use the Hive. Okay, it will start, Hive will start later on. Okay, and these are the databases. I will tell you later. As of now, Q is nothing but user interface, and these are the databases. Okay, and if you go here, see here dashboard, scheduler also we are having, documents, files. Let's go to the documents. Nothing is here. Okay, again go to files. See here, these are nothing but, see under user, then Cloudera, there is Srini Reddy. Go to the folder again here. Okay, then EMP folder I am having, and there is a data also exist. See here, this is my data which is available in Hadoop environment. That also I can show you here. Okay, as of now Hue is nothing but a Hadoop user experience. Okay, then here go to the Hadoop tab. Here see name node, secondary name node. As we are using 2.x, we are having secondary name node, but here everything will act as a one node only will act as a data node, one node only will act as a name node, one node only will act as a secondary name node. Why? We are not having multiple servers here. It is a training, and this Cloudera is being defined only with one node, and they make it as a all thing as a one node only. That means there is no difference between name node, secondary name node, data node. Okay, as we are having only single node now, right? It is a training. My laptop is acting as a everything, but in the real time world there is different name node, different secondary name node, different data nodes and all will come into picture. Okay, now go to the name node. Okay, forget about this, just it is a warning, just you may not receive. Okay, see here the version details and all, as I said, right, this is the version 2.6.0. it represents the 2.x version. Okay, when it got compiled, see here October 2004 itself they have developed this one. See Jenkins from unknown. Then what is the cluster ID? As I said, right, cluster, every cluster will contain their own ID. This is my cluster ID. Okay, block full information, everything will be, as I am having only one cluster. Okay, one node as a cluster, it is showing like this. In your real-time environment, once you click this all information, you can able to see. See here, and second one, configuration capacity. Okay, people will ask, sir, what is my, I mean, sometimes now in an interview point of view, just to check your real-time knowledge, they will ask what is the cluster configuration. Okay, you need to say that like 150 node cluster. Okay, in production environment, like 70 node cluster in UAT environment, 40 node cluster in development environment, like that. Okay, I will give you that information also in terms of FAQs. Okay, once you enter into the project, if you want to know about your cluster configuration, no need to ask anyone. If you go to this one, okay, you will get the all the details. See here, configuration capacity, DFS is nothing but, this is distributed file system, how much it has been used. Based upon this space, so far I have used only 1%. Okay, non-DFS is used. Non-DFS is nothing but LFS, local file system. Distributed is nothing but HDFS. Okay, DFS remaining, block full size. See here, live nodes. Once you open this, it is a cluster information, right? Name node will contain the all cluster information. In that, how many are live, how many are dead, what are those nodes, and what is meant by decommissioning nodes. Though it is live, you may decommissioned. That means you disconnected those nodes from the cluster. Those information. See here, live nodes, if you click, it will open like this. In real-time environment, as we are having a normal training material here, we are having only one node. But in the real-time environment, you will get all the node information. What is the IP address? What is the version? See, what is the block report? What are the capacity? Everything. See here, the IP address is 122.0.0.1 and then port number. Same thing, it will come in a real time, different IP address, different port numbers. Many data nodes will be there in the real time, right? You will get like this. So what are decommissioning nodes? Okay, all those things you will get here. Just go back. And dead nodes also. I said, right, once the data node is not being accessed, okay, administrator will get to know. That administrator, how we will get to know? They will monitoring this information very frequently. Okay, see here, dead nodes. What are dead means? What are not accessible? Number of under-replicated blocks. See here, 4 blocks are under-replicated. Why? Because 4 blocks only I might have been executed forcefully to do the replication here. That is what it is showing like this. All the information you can able to see here. See, name node general status. That means what is my name node details. I said, right, fs image and edit log. See here, edit log file output, right? See here, it will be there in the var lib hadoop hdfs cache. This is the your edit log information. This is my fs image. See here, file genre management pool. This is the directory. Okay, that is the fs image. This state is edit log information. Okay, then what is the name node storage? See here, disk. What is the configured? What is the used? Okay, all those things it will come in. See, nodes in the service only one, but in the real-time environment you will get many things here. Okay, about your name node. Whenever you enter in the project, first you have to know all those things. Once you open this website, I mean here it is quick.cloudera. There it is based upon your port number. That information they will give. You need to ask what is web UI URL. Just you need to ask web URI URL. Once they provide a web UI URL, everything you will see same. Likewise, you are gonna see in your real-time world also. Now it is Hadoop, right? It is overview. Go to Hadoop. This is Hadoop overview. Okay, data nodes. Go to the data node. This is my data node information. Okay, but here if you keenly observe, my data node and my name node is same. Why? Because it is a training. I am having only one node cluster. Okay, and go to here, volume failures. I may not see here, but in the real time you can see more. Why? Because while writing, someone asked in my previous class, right? While writing itself, if something is happened, what will happen? All those things will be captured here. There is action buttons also will come here. Administrator task it is actually. They will clear up that space. What is while writing, if it is anything failed, it will come here. They will monitor and they will take a appropriate action. Okay, then snapshot. See here, this snapshot information is nothing but that I said, right, fs image will be copied to your secondary name node. That information you will get here. As we are having everything as a one, I can't able to show here, but in the real time, the snapshot summary, if you go it, how many times since it has been copied, whether it is copied or permissions, everything you can able to see here. Okay, then startup progress. Whenever you start, how it is going to start your mission, what is the elapsed time, everything you can able to see here. See here, inodes, all this is thing as nothing but your, all those things are nothing but your administrator things. Okay, whether it has started properly, if it is not started, how much time it has taken, This is nothing but loading file, the initial FS image file this is. Okay. And shape mode, where the mode is in a shape mode or not. I will tell you that shape mode concept. Okay. Tomorrow while executing the commands, what is mean by shape mode, I will explain very clearly. Okay. These are the information you can able to see in the name node folder. And most importantly, this is the one, utilities. This is the one we are gonna use very frequently. What is meant by browse file system? What are all the files available in my file system? I can able to see by using here or through terminal. Meantime, first I will go to the logs. See, these are the logs which has been executed. If I open one log here, see January 31st, see here, 2 logs has been created, 6/8 and 6/30. Let me open this. Whatever you are operating in your cluster, it will form as a log. See here, all these things are logs. What I have done, what is the Java, what is the thing, what we have done, what I have executed, all logs. I said right, edit log information. See here, this entire logs will be captured here. See here, all these things. If something is going wrong, you can able to see here. All these are the logs. Okay. In the real time world also, if job fail, we are gonna go to the log information. There only you can able to see your failures. Based upon that, you are gonna rectify your failures. Clear? Then the main concept is this one. Browse the file system. See, this is the file system I am having in the root directory. Okay. See here, that is nothing but root. Okay. Usually Hadoop will have in the under user. Okay. User Cloudera. Okay. Then I am having Srinivas Reddy. This is my employee ID. Okay. If I want to open this, see here, block information also you can able to see here. Block 0. Why? Because I am having only, what is the size of my data? 74 blocks. See here, block size is 128 MB. If you can see here, block size 128 MB. Replication I have made forcefully to 5. I know it is not gonna replicate, but by using commands forcefully I have done it. I will show you tomorrow all this stuff. When I executed August 30. Okay. And what is exact my size? Just 74 bytes only. Okay. I will show you how to open this, how to execute the command, where to see your files, all those things you can able to see here. Okay. Whatever, see here, Spark, Sri, what is my files, all those things you can able to see here. User, Uzi, Jenkins, Hue, Hive also. Under user Hive, warehouse, we are gonna have all Hive related files. See here, this many files I have created. Okay. And if you go to the terminal, the commands are hadoop fs -ls. If I can do here. Okay. If I am having any Hadoop files, it is gonna show here. I will give you the commands, everything here. Okay. And we will place the local file system files to Hadoop and how it is going to show all those things. I am gonna execute. Okay. cd pwd, it is cd Cloudera desktop, it is there, right? Let's go here. I do have Hadoop commands document also. I will give you. Okay. Just as of now, you just concentrate about the software, how to open, how to close. Okay. These are the things. And if you go to the browser here, so far I have executed name node, secondary name node also. If I want to show you to you secondary name node also, our name node only, that's what is not showing here. Even data node it will open, but same data node also same. That's what only under one name node only it is showing. And if you go to the resource manager, this is my resource manager. Okay. Resource manager is nothing but if you submit any jobs, it will come here. See the job applications, nodes. See about, if you click the about, see this is my node. What is my node status? Resource manager, it is active. Resource manager Hadoop is not enabled. See, this is ARN, I said, right? This is nothing but yarn cluster. Instead of having task tracker, job tracker, I will have resource manager. This resource manager will taking care about all your job processings. Once you submitted your job, it will come here. Then if you go to the nodes, See, I am having rack information also. See here. What is my rack? Default rack. Status, it is running. What is the node address? This is my node address. This is my IP. This is my status. All those things you can able to see here. And guys, it is showing only one window here, but in the real time, it is gonna show many things. How many nodes you are having, that many node information you can able to see here. Okay. Don't worry about this concept while explaining. Okay, you may feel that it is difficult to navigate from there to here and all. Don't worry about that. By the end of this course, you will be very familiar with all this stuff. I will show you how to open, where to go, which tab is required. If job failed, where to go, how to fix it, where to see the logs, everything I will show you to you. Okay, this is new application, new savings. If you have any submitted, if you submit any jobs, as of now we have not submitted anything, right? And what are all running? Okay, what is mean by accepted? Once you submitted the job, it has been accepted by the yarn, but it is in a queue. What are running means running jobs, finished means successfully completed jobs, failed means failed jobs, killed means the job which are running but you killed. I mean you forcefully killed the job. Those details you will come here. And scheduler. See here. Schedulers also you are having different kind of schedulers. See here. Study fair share. The scheduler is fair scheduler here we are using. What is mean by fair scheduler? Or LIFO or PIFO. Those things I will explain. See max capacity, layer, used one, all those stuff. Once we started executing the job, you will get to know. As I said, right, this is nothing but yarn cluster, yarn architecture. Yarn is nothing but resource manager. As I open resource manager, you will have all job statuses along with your scheduling concept. And what is this mean by tools? See configuration, local logs, server stacks, server metrics. Don't go this tool concept. This is related to the administrators. Okay, you just go with the cluster along with all these details up to scheduler. Okay, this is resource manager, node manager. I'm going node manager. I said right, resource manager, node manager, application master also will be available. This is my node manager, node information. What are my node? What is the capacity? What are the containers? See here, total virtual memory allocated for containers 16 GB. Okay, and what is the total primary memory allocated for container 8 GB. Okay, name node version. See node version this is, and Hadoop version. What is Hadoop version? Latest node health time. That means when this has been checked. See 1839 PST time, guys. Hadoop will always show you the Pacific specific time. What is that PST mean? Okay, Pacific Standard Time. Okay, PST time it will show. Now Jan 31st it is 18. Okay, still they are in Jan 31st. Okay, and node information. If you go here, this is node information. List of applications. How many applications we are having? As of now, I have not submitted any applications. That is what it is not showing anything. Okay, and RM resource manager name. See, this is resource manager. Whatever I have shown previously, again it will come new, saving, killed, gave everything and all. Okay, if you go back here, node manager. This is my node manager. List of containers. How many containers I am having? But here we are having only one, right? That's what it is not showing. But in the real time world, you will see all the container details here. We will show you to you the real time also how it is going to be appear. Okay. Whoever install the software, try to navigate, click each and everything just to observe the things. What is there inside the tab? What is this? What Sar already explained. Whether you are going to navigate the system or not. Okay, those things try to practice today. Tomorrow I am gonna explain Hadoop commands. That means I will show you what is safe mode, how to execute the command, what are the commands are available, how to copy, what is the copy command, okay, where to see, okay, all those stuff I am gonna explain tomorrow. Okay, whoever already installed the software, try to open, go to the terminal, okay, at least try to execute your Linux commands, and I will show you the Hadoop commands, how to execute Hadoop command what is exact difference between Hadoop and Linux in terms of syntactical, what is the directory, what is the file system, all those stuff I'm gonna explain tomorrow. Okay, hope clear, right, regarding the software. This is only for Hadoop, guys. Hadoop means HDFS only. Once we go to the Hive, that is different concept. In Hive, we are gonna use Hue. I will show you how to do that Hive concept also here. This is Hue. Here also you can use Hadoop components. I will show you Hadoop components, how to use it, how to execute the query also. If I want to execute query, you have to click here. The query window will come. Okay, this is my query window, but it is having Impala. Okay, but I want to change to editor is Hive. Pig also it is there. Just you can click Hive. Hive it will come. Suppose if I want to see the things, okay, select statement. If you guys are already having select star from and table names emp, let's say emp, if I can give and if I give execution here, the query will be executed. Now the query is executing. It will show you the employee table here in the down. See here the tables information, it already came here. This, see, I don't have any data. That's what I think it's not executing. Now it is executing. See, this is my employee table having these details. Employee name, employee ID, employee salary. This is user interface, guys. Usually we are gonna use most of the scenarios this one only. If I want to go to the Hive, just you need to click Hive, and if you can enter, Hive terminal will be opened here. Okay, let me show you that as well. And for Spark, here for HBase, for Spark and all, through the terminal only we are gonna go. Here, if I want to go for Spark, okay, this is the command spark-shell. Okay, and for Hive, it is this one. Where is Hive thing? I think still it is executing. It will take time initially. See, loading initialized user configuration by using etc Hive. The configuration files also I will show you. Where are the configuration? I said right, replication factor, name node details, everything will be configured. Okay, where it is available, I will show you in the configurational files. That etc conf files I will show you. Now Hive terminal is taking time. Initial time it will take, later it will be fast only. Now I am going to Hive terminal. From Hive terminal, same command I can see here the terminal it came. Okay, if I want to show the data, I mean database, so databases, that is the command, right? So databases. These commands, don't worry, I will give you how to execute those commands, everything and all. Okay, I don't know why it is taking this much time. Usually it will not take this much time. Sometimes it will take. Okay, see here I am having this many databases. So tables, how many tables are there in my default database? It is gonna show. See, this many tables I am having, all the table information. Now I have executed select star from employee, right? Let's execute from here emp tab. Select statement only here also. Emp tab. You have to end with the colon. This is gonna show you the employee details. Whatever you have done the employee details. Okay, it is gonna show here. See, this much of data I am having. Around 5000 rows. emp tab. If you go to the same thing in the terminal, see Spark also. Now it has been started. This is my Spark session. I will show you later Spark and all, you will get confused. Okay. Here if I go emp tab, where I am having emp tab. See, this is my different database, right? That's what it is showing. Okay, database I am supposed to batch 14 I checked here, right? If I want to change, you have to go here. So it is taking time. Here in the Hive, this is Hive, or here, yeah. If I check the, what the fuck, man, come on, We need to have patience. Okay, this is my default database. If I check my default database, I will show you all the tables which I have executed here. Now it is coming tables as I am having use. It is taking time. See all this EMP tab I have executed, right? EMP. This is the one. If I show this, it will show you the first metadata information here. That means what is my metadata information? How many columns are I am having? Okay. What are my column names? See here, EMP ID, E name, gender, year of joining, all this my table information. Okay. That metadata information I can able to see here. That I will explain later. How to use all those things once I started my Hive concepts. Okay. This is it, guys, today. Tomorrow we'll continue with Hadoop architecture. I mean, not architecture, the commands. What are the commands which we need to execute? All those stuff. Any doubts here so far? So that I will explain. Otherwise, we will end up today and we'll catch you tomorrow same time. Whoever installed, just go and see how to execute the commands, how to open the terminal, all those stuff. Tomorrow I will give you the samples. We will execute the commands also. Multiple commands are available. Or do you guys want to take first Unix, then these commands? It's up to you. If you need some kind of Linux, Unix kind of training, probably I can arrange tomorrow itself. Once that training is over, 1 or 2 days, 2 or 3 days, then we will come to Hadoop and we will execute the commands. Is that fine?
Yes, Rene, that should be good for me.
Yeah. Why? Because now if I start executing Hadoop commands, you will get confused. If you don't know Unix Linux concept, it will be bit difficult to, it's just a bit difficult, but not that much difficult, just to understand the concept. Okay, then Anudeep, is that fine to arrange the class tomorrow, same time?
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Unix, just high level basics.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you will take, or do you want me to speak with Shankar? 2-3 classes are enough
Yeah,
to give overview.
we will discuss and
Okay, guys, we will discuss among ourselves, and I will tell you about tomorrow. As usual, you can join. We will see whether we can able to cover Hadoop concept or Linux concept. Okay, that is also important. If I open all these terminals and all, if you don't know, definitely people who is having freshers, right? They will feel difficulty. Okay. I will give. I will ask other people. My trainer to take Unix introduction. Okay. We will talk accordingly. Okay. I will inform you through the WhatsApp. Okay. Whether we are going to take Hadoop or Unix class. But timings are same, guys. 7 o'clock only.
Shashi Kumar, did you complete your installation process?